Hi, welcome to What's the Word? I'm your host, Jamie McFadden, and I'm so excited to have you here. This podcast is about all things wellness. Each week, we will focus on a word of the day, and I interview some of the most inspirational people I know and share that inspiration with you. Join me, let's learn together on What's the Word?
This is the place where I belong.
Oh, hello, and welcome back to What's the Word? I am your host, Jamie McFadden, and today we are doing something for the first time ever. Yeah, in over a year, over 50 episodes, I have heard you multiple times say, please, Jamie, can you do some solo episodes? And here we are. We are going to start kicking things off with some mini solo episodes. And today we are going to focus on my number one favorite thing in the entire world. No, it's not Sophia. We're going to focus on self-care. Yes, you may know me as the self-care specialist who has created multiple programs in multiple countries to help you enhance your well-being one baby step at a time. I've created multiple platforms, programs. I've worked with big companies, little companies, and everything in between. And today I figured it was a great time to just get on the podcast and give you some tips and tricks so that you can start actually improving your self-care starting today. So we'll dive right into it. What is self-care? How can we get more of it? What are the things that often get misconstrued? And maybe even talk about a little bit of the dark side. Ooh, yes, there's a dark side of self-care. So we're just going to dive right in. Self-care, by definition, is taking action to preserve or enhance one's own well-being. So here's what that means. Taking responsibility for yourself. We often put ourselves on the back burner. Yes, I'm talking to you, those super duper people pleasers, mama bears who tend to take care of everyone else. And then all of a sudden your cup is empty and you don't know what the heck is going on and how to get it back and how to fill it up. So then we go do things like get a massage, facial, pedicure, go have some bubbles with our friends, or we buy that new thing in hopes that that is going to fulfill our self-care need. Well, I hate to break it to you, but self-care is so much more than that. The good news is it doesn't have to cost you $1. You could literally start today and begin improving your self-care without having to spend any money. So here's the deal. Self-care, taking action to preserve or enhance one's own well-being. So guess what that means? It is not up to me to decide what you need, but it sure is up to you to take that deep look, that big, strong mirror internally and ask yourself today, what do I need when it comes to self-care? Once we can bring the attention and awareness to what it is that we need, we can then create the vision and execute with action so that therefore we can start taking those steps towards better self-care. And let me tell you this from a busy working mama who completely understands the flip side of the not taking care of yourself road, right? It is something that we need to start talking more about in the ways that it pertains to us. Meaning, we're all busy, and yet we all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all could say we're tired, we don't have the energy, we don't have this. We could make any excuse in the book for why we don't do it, but here's what I'm going to share with you. In order to take care of yourself, you need to believe that you are worth it. I could sit here and tell you right now, you are absolutely worth it. And I need you, even with the tiniest little smidge inside of your body, inside of your heart, inside of your gut, to believe that. Just a little smidge, okay? Now, once you have that belief, then you can start to execute. So when it comes to self-care, I have created a program called the WAVE system. In the WAVE system, we focus on well-being, awareness, vision, and energy. Those 4 pillars are so key. And there are 6 vital elements that we also need to focus on. Think of it as a pie. There are 6 pieces of the pie of your life. There is your physical self-care, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, your social, and your financial. All 6 pieces of the pie are equally important. And guess what? Sometimes in your life, that pie is going to be totally out of balance, and that's okay. But it is really important that we take the necessary steps so that we can create behavioral changes, so we have more discipline and we can create more freedom in our life with better self-care. The more that we fill our cup, the more that we put our oxygen mask on first, the more we can serve others, the more we will have to give. Let that sink in a moment. Anytime you've been on a plane, I used to be a flight attendant, I remember this so well. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your oxygen mask on first before securing your children. Meaning, that is such an incredible way of life. When we put everyone else first and ourselves on the back burner, we are setting ourselves up to crash and burn. When we take the time, even if it's 5 minutes a day, and that's what we're going to get into right now, 5 minutes a day can completely enhance your well-being one step at a time. So I challenge you today, as we think about, like I said, there's a wave system. What does well-being mean to you? What does it mean to be well? In any of those 6 areas of your life, what does that look like? Start to think about it, write it down, journal it, talk about it, look into it. What does it mean to be well? Once you know what that would look like, then I want you to bring awareness, shine that mirror without judgment or shame, which I know can be really challenging for many of us. Do your best to just be the observer, to ask yourself, where am I at? Meet yourself where you're at with love, with compassion and grace, the same way you would with your child, the same way you would with your spouse, with your best friend. Meet yourself where you're at. Bring the awareness to where you're at. And then once you know where you're at, you can start to create the vision. You can start to paint the manifestation picture of what that looks like. Okay. And then what I want you to do is I want you to think about, once you have that vision, where are you putting your energy? Wherever our energy is going, that is what is going to be flowing around us. So if you're spending your time and your energy giving everything to everyone and not putting anything in your own cup, it is going to be no surprise that you're not sleeping well, that you're stressed out, that you're not eating well, that you're not taking care of yourself. It's no surprise. There's no secret of this. The secret is taking action. So I challenge you today to think of something you can do for 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can take deep breaths, you can read, you can journal, you can exercise, you can make a quick and fast meal, you can call a friend that you've missed so much. There are so many things that we can do, and oftentimes we just aren't aware of what those are. So I challenge you today to take 5 minutes and commit that 5 minutes to yourself. Mute your phone, do whatever you need to do to avoid all and any distractions. Because what it takes is the discipline that requires us to put ourselves first. Once we begin putting ourselves first, and we continuously do that every day, it becomes a compound effect. Then all of a sudden we're sleeping better. Then we are managing stress better. We are riding the waves of life better. Life is going to flow. We are going to flow. With so many things out of our control, we need to take the responsibility for the one thing that we can, and that is our reaction, and that is how we deal with ourselves. Take one moment right now. Think about you. Ask yourself, what do I need? What can I do for 5 minutes today? And just listen. Listen to what your intuition, what your gut tells you. Silence that voice. If you hear it, sometimes it says, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you don't deserve it, go take care of this, you need to take care of that, you should be this. Instead of shooting all over ourselves, take 5 minutes today to take better care of yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this mini episode, our very first mini episode. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you would like more of these. It has been a while. We have, like I said, more than 50 episodes. We are gearing up for a lot more this year. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your support. And I look forward to hearing all of your self-care journey and needs. Reach out to me. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you for joining me here at What's the Word. Follow us on social media with the links on the screen, and don't forget to like and share with your friend. Your support helps us grow and continue to make inspirational content. See you next time on What's the Word.